Boker Tov, I'm Avi, and this is your Daily Tanya for Thursday, the 5th of Elul, September the 1st. Overview to Epistle 12. While the act of tzedakah creates harmony and peace, synthesizing and opposing forces of kindness and restraint, the toil of tzedakah is going beyond one's mean, has even a greater effect. In today's lesson, chesed, kindness, is an outward downward flow, and gevurah, restraint, is an inward upward flow. Naturally, they are contrary. Epistle 12. And the reward for the act of tzedakah will be peace. And the reward for the service of tzedakah will be quietness and surety forever. The difference between the act and service of tzedakah and the difference between the reward of peace and quietness and surety will be understood by what our sages of blessed memory said on the verse, "He makes peace in high places," in his high places. Michael is the prince of water and Gabriel is the prince of fire, yet they do not extinguish one another. Though water seeks to quench fire and fire endeavors to vaporize water, and Michael is the prince of water and Gabriel is the prince of fire, nevertheless they do not extinguish one another. This means to say not that Michael's substance derives from the spiritual element of water and Gabriel's substance derives from the spiritual element of fire, but that Michael is the prince of chesed, kindness, which is called water because it descends from a high place to a low place. In spiritual terms, this descent means the bestowal and diffusion of divine life force from the higher to lower worlds. Fire, whose nature is to soar aloft, represents spirituality, the thrust of gevurah, severity, and the upward withdrawal of the flow of life force in order not to bestow it except by way of an intense and immersed contraction. Now these attributes are in conflict. Chesed representing unlimited diffusion, and gevurah representing limitation and contraction, but only when they are in their pristine state as attributes, inasmuch as the attributes are inherently limited, and indeed the very word midah means measure. Each of them is confined to its innate characteristics, chesed to expansiveness, gevurah to withdrawal. The takeaway is, we at sometimes feel giving and open-hearted, while other times we may feel constricted and restricted. This comes from deep-rooted and real emotions. We need to find ways to invite Hashem into these spaces. Have a great day. Kol Tov. Tzedakah Rabbah.